Hello, how are you? This is Els Company from Beam's Crafty Corner, and today I have a new project for us. It's these little cute suckers, you know? So basically, what this is just some layered dies. I used my layered dies to create some pockets. So we're going to just go through that today. I'm going to get out some supplies, and I will be right back, and then we'll get into this. Okay, supplies. For this one, you're going to want some scraps of paper and cardstock. You just want them big enough to be, to be able to make 2 of the cardstock. You need 2 of the die cut in the size that you want. And then, of the regular, like, scrap paper and stuff, or the book page, or whatever you want, that you're going to want a piece that's at least big enough to make the next size down. Okay. Adhesive, I recommend glue on this one, paper trimmer, your die cutter, and some dies. And the ones that we want are these shaped stack dies, like these. And that's pretty much it. So I'm going to get all of this out of the way. I'm going to bring over the die cutter, and we're going to get started on this, okay? I'll be right back. All right, so we need to make sure that all of the paper that we have is going to fit through the machine, and if it's not, like this one, then just cut it down. Okay? Once you have it all cut and it'll fit, and you're just using plain cardstock for this part, we're going to select some dies. So let's take a look at what I have. All right, I have these postage stamps and these squares that have the, the froof on the outside. Let's do one of these. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this one. And what we're going to do is we're going to take the biggest one that we want to use, which is the largest one. And I'm just going to set the rest of these to the side. We're going to get this one done. We'll do a couple. Ovals are good. You can do like half pockets out of these if you want. This one I found was very nice. Came out very nice. And this one's not too bad. Let's do this one. Okay? Or we could do a half circle. Do a half circle. Well, a half oval. Alright. So I'm going to get this out. And I'm going to take off the 2 outside rings, because those are the 2 we're going to use. So I'm going to set this to the side, and we're going to get started cutting some paper. So we're going to start with this one. And to make these, we want a top and a bottom, because there's our pocket. Okay, so we're going to cut 2 pieces of this. Let's go with, use some purple. Now you can use the exact same color cardstock, or you could use make it monochromatic, where you use something that's slightly lighter or darker. That would work. But I'm going to go ahead and cut 2 of these. And yes, I know I should not cut 2 at the same time, but in the interest of saving time, we're going to be cutting 2. And I did take a shim out of my big kit to make sure that I could do this. Okay. So now I have those, and let's go ahead and cut the outer one of these. And we're going to cut 2 of these as well. We'll cut these out of this. That'll work. Or not. It may not be big enough. Hold on. It's not going to be big enough, so I'm going to go down 1 just to make the base. And then we'll get out a different one too. use for the decorating. Okay. Okay. So we got those. The next thing is going to be to assemble these, and then we'll do the decorating. So I'll be back. All right, so the next step in our process is kind of trying to figure out what paper we want to put on these. Yeah, I think that'll work. Okay, so now that I have that, I'm going to be doing my next set of die cuts. I'm not going to do those on screen. We all don't need to sit here. Okay? Now these dies are very, very close in size, so I'm actually going to... This is the one that I cut. This is the next one down. I'm going to take the next one after that, just to give myself a little room. So if you have these really close dies like this, skip one, okay? Unless you want that look, that's fine too. So I have this one, which is the step down from this. And I have this one, which is actually 2 steps down from this, okay? So I'm going to cut these, and then when I come back, we're going to put the whole thing together. I'll be right back. All right, so here's our shapes. And these are our decorating page, okay? Now, as you can see, these just kind of mirror back in there. And that's kind of what we want. So this one's going to be easy. All I'm going to do is cut off 2 of these pieces, 2 bumps, and then I'm going to do the same thing on this. I'm just going to cut off 2 bumps. That's an easy one. Okay. So that's that one. And I can keep these. And then this one is going to be a little bit more difficult because I have to figure out exactly where I want to cut this. And I think I'm going to do it at 3 1/4. So I'm going to put the flattest edge right here up against that. And then I'm going to take that part off, okay? Then for this part, I'm going to have to figure out like where the distances that I want. Is if I put it on here, you can see I've got about 1/4 of an inch all the way around, and I want a little more than that. And then I'm just going to turn this over, and I'm going to draw a line on here with a pencil, and that's where I'm going to cut. Okay. Which takes about 1/2 inch off. Because I had it at 3 1/4, now I have it at 2 3/4. So we'll take that off. We have our pieces. Goodbye cutter. Hello glue. All right, so first things first. If you want to ink, you should do that now. If you want to put a finger notch, you should probably do that, okay? So first things first, we're going to ink these pieces because the top pieces are going on. Okay, now. Ink, ink, ink. Inkity, 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 inkity. Alright, I'm not inking this, only the top pieces. It's a personal preference. If you want to ink that, go ahead. Okay? then I'm going to go ahead and glue these down. And I'm gluing them onto the pieces that I cut for them. Now, if you're using cardstock on cardstock, you could make this a second pocket, just ink around, just glue around the edge, and then you have a secondary pocket on this. Entirely up to you. I'm going to go ahead and glue this one, and then we're going to do a little bit of trimming, and then we're going to put it all together. All right. There we go. All right. So decide if you want to finger pull. This one I'm going to do a finger pull on it. So I'm just going to put that in there. Pop it. Re-ink that. This one, I think I'm going to do a bigger finger pull on. So we'll get out the big one. We want that fairly even. Ah! Some fresh ink. All right, now assembling. This is the easiest part. Get out of here, you big lug. All right. So I'm just going to put glue around my edge. And for this one, I'm going to do a little bit different because this has got that, you know, wavy edge. Then I'm going to come in and just put in a straight line. So I'm gluing down on my wavies, and I'm gluing down the piece itself. And then I'm going to take this and I'm going to lay it directly on top of the original die cut, the full size one. Press it down. Now I have a pocket. Now if I don't like this, I can trim that off. Watch. This is great. I don't like that, so let's make it go away. Get rid of the bumpies. Now I have a pocket. I can go this way, I can go this way, I can go any way I want with it, okay? Next one. This one. And all I'm going to do is ink, glue around the edge. On this one. Again, if I want it to be square, once I have my glue on the edge, I can come in and go, okay, there. We'll take off this part over here. Now it's become a square pocket. Square-ish. Okay. Lining up. Put it down. And now I have a pocket. So let me tell you what I've learned. Doing them this way with the full size, you could even cut this as far as half, is much better than cutting them in half this way. Okay? I don't know, it just, it loses something this way. See? I mean, it's a cute little pocket, don't get me wrong. You know, you can put a little something in there. But it's just not, I don't know, aesthetically, it's not as pleasing. Okay? But I'm going to show you how to do this anyway. All right? So I will be right back, and I'm going to show you how to do it this way. I'll be right back. All right. So I went ahead and I pre-cut all of the pieces. We're going to do this two ways. We're going to do this way and we're going to do this way, okay? So this way is probably the easiest, fastest way of doing this. So let's start with ink. See, I'm not afraid. I'll show you all my mistakes. All right, so the first thing I did with this one is I went ahead and put ink on my pieces, and then I glued them all the way around. Okay, then I put my two pieces together. Just like that. I put this piece on in the middle. Where it goes. And then I just cut this in half. Yeah. Big mistake. And I'll explain that in a second. Alright, so I cut it in half. That's not great, but you get the idea. You can't put a finger pull in this. There's no back on it. It's very hard to tell where, you know, your pocket is. Okay? Now I do have this tiny little Daiso punch. So you can see, you know, that. If you put something in there and it's too small, and this is a small pocket, so you probably would never do that. You'd probably put, you know, a decent sized tag in there. But if you put that in there and it's too small, it's probably going to be a pain to get out. So that was the first incarnation of this pocket. And it works. I mean, you get two quick pockets. You can decorate them, no problem. So the next incarnation was this. And so for this one, I went through the same process. I went ahead and inked this. I have to tell you, this particular type of paper, and I don't remember what book it's out of, but I really like this with the ink on it. Like, I don't really like the paper by itself, but aesthetically, once you put ink on it, it's kind of cool. Okay. So then I take this and I glue it onto one of these. And I glue it slightly off. Okay? So you can see where the points are slightly off. And then I cut this in half. And I'm going to cut it in half where the points are on the insert. Okay? And then I'm going to put that on and see where I've got points. Now I'm going to cut the other side of the points. I'm just using those as markers for myself. Okay. Then I can put a finger notch in here if I want. Re-ink that edge and around the card. And then I'm going to glue this to this. A little more glue right here. And again, I can score this out if I want to, but I'm going to line up on this end. And ink the top. So it comes out like this. Okay? Now, none of these ways is right or wrong. They're just different. Okay? So, this is an original and this is an original. These are the pieces that we did today. These are some originals, and these are the pieces that we did today. So this is really easy peasy stuff. Listen, if you're new here and you haven't done so already, go ahead and hit the button for me and subscribe. Like me, ring my bell, share me with all your friends, and check out the community tab. As well as, if you'd like, go over and join the Facebook group. We do all kinds of fun stuff over there, and we would love to have you join us. There's a link in the description box below. Until I see you again, stay well, my friends. Bye-bye.